One may be the third level, but it's full of top-quality names and reputations. And Gus Poyet joined the list this week. He starts his career as a #1 with Brighton today against a Southampton side bang in form. They're unbeaten in their last 8 games overall, and today could mark their emergence from the bottom 4 after overcoming a 10-point penalty. Gus Poyet inherits a team leaking goals and in danger of dropping into the bottom 4. But today marks his 42nd birthday. A new start for him and for Brighton. 3 times an assistant at Swindon, Leeds and Tottenham. He's now master of his own destiny. Alongside him there, a former Tottenham colleague, Maurizio Taricco, as his #2. From St Mary's in Coca-Cola League One, it is Southampton against Brighton on Sky Sports 1 and HD1. The storm passed through here yesterday and there's a wind of change blowing through both of these clubs. Southampton have found their form, Brighton have found a new manager. We've got Peter Beagrie with us. And Peter, Gus Poyet, what kind of job is he taking on at Brighton?
Well, it's a big job, and first and foremost, speaking to him before the game there, he's worked sort of not long enough as far as he's concerned on the defensive side of it after the 4-4 draw away to Wycombe. So it's a big task for Gus, but I think because you've got somebody with such kudos attached to it, I think he's going to be given time to build something at Brighton.
He's made a big decision straight away, hasn't he? By dropping his skipper to the bench.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that was probably because of the 4-4 draw. He realises that they've got to stop leaking goals, so it'll be interesting to see whether that's a direct consequence of that. We think it is, so he'll know that they're going to have to defend particularly well today against the Southampton side. They're absolutely flying. And
tough in League One in general, isn't it? It's a very, very strong division, this one, this year.
It's really competitive, George. It's took over from the Championship, really. You know, when you look at it, how close it is at the top there, and a couple of sides, you know, i.e. Colchester and MK Dons, who lost the opportunity, who are drawing and losing, to close the gap on the top 2. Leeds not playing, but Charlton very impressive in that 5-1 win against MK Dons. And Huddersfield equally more impressive in that 6-0 defeat. You know, that they win at home and they're absolutely flying. Probably the form team along with Southampton.
At the bottom end, a really significant game for both of these clubs. Southampton could come out of the bottom 4 with the win, and in doing so, they'd overtake Brighton and drop them into the bottom 4. So it is really important game, especially for Gus Poyet. His first game in charge of Brighton, and he's with Greg Whelan now.
Gus, you had almost 250 games in English football as a player. How much have you been looking forward to your first as a manager?
Well, I've been looking for 10, 11 months, you know, maybe a year after I left Spurs. So looking forward to the game. Now I think you start feeling, you know, that the game is coming close. I had a very good day today. I think we've done everything possible, you know, because it's only 3 days. Normally you have a month of pre-season. But like I always say, I don't complain. That's the situation, and we have to accept it.
You mentioned the short space of time you've had so far with the players. Early days, but what have you made of the team that you've inherited?
I think we got talent, we got quality. Everybody knows in the country, it's no news that we've been scoring goals but not defending very well. I think you're going to show that during the previews. So it's something that we had to address. Of course, difficult to do in 3 days, but we're working very hard. The lads, they pay attention. So I'm very pleased with the attitude during these 3 days.
Thanks very much for your time.
Cheers, bye.
It's been a great day for Gus Poyet. The birthday boy won his first match as manager. He's with Greg Whelan now.
Gus, congratulations. 1 game, 1 win. This management business is straightforward, isn't it?
Now, yes, it's easy to say, but if you see my voice, it's quite difficult to talk. I think the lads, they were superb. I'm saying we have 2 or 3 days to train. They adapted themselves to the situation very well. They pay attention, and I told them it was about remember little things and being concentrated. After I know, and they know, that we are good enough to play forward, we are good enough to score goals. So today, I think we done fantastic at the back. We defended very well. We considered that penalty that I'm going to have a look after. But apart from that, I have no more words for to congratulate the players.
This was a tough place to come here. You started really well. What had your message been to your players?
The message is right now, game by game. we need to think about the next now. We need to think about keep improving, as a team, keep working hard, keep believing in the strength of the team, and work hard in the weakness. And I think they know, and they are convinced that we can do better.
How did you handle the challenge when you went to 2-1?
Well, I tried to say, to set up the second half exactly the same than the beginning. We were very good going forward. I don't think anyone who watched the game would think that if we were 3 or 4-0 up before they scored, it was no surprise. I said we had the chances. We created 2 or 3 penalty as well, so we were in control of the game. The penalty changed just before half-time. So the second half was about believing, It was difficult. They come forward, they put the ball in the box many, many times, and then, yes, it was a decision about going a little bit deeper and going 5 across midfield. I think that was the important part for the players, to adapt to something that we didn't train yet. So I'm very pleased.
Finally, many happy returns to you. How will you be celebrating your birthday now tonight?
Listen, the best present in my whole life is these 3 points, I can tell you. Thank you.
Many happy returns.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you. That's great stuff, and the voice might get a bit of lubrication tonight, you never know. It's been a great start to his career, Gus Poyet. First time as a manager, 3-1 win at Southampton. Doesn't get much better than that, and he has probably served his time, wouldn't you think?